Hello and welcome to another episode of Behind the Play. I'm Sam Perlox Carlson of SpawnRoom.com, and today we're going to be talking about Counter-Strike Global Offensive again, this time analyzing a pro match between ESC Gaming and Natus Vincere on Dust 2. Well, I suppose I should probably say what the show is, in case you've never watched it before. Behind the Play is a show all about introductory or basic strategy. It's designed for people who are interested in joining a team or have a team of friends and they're kind of interested in joining a league. It's for people who are watching a live stream or an event for the first time and they really want to start to figure out what is really going on. It's more than just shooting a gun. I want to know what they're thinking in their heads, what's the strategy and stuff. So that's the point of the show. Okay, let's switch over to the stream. And we will get going right away.
Terrorists win.
So it'll switch over and the round will start in a second here. So as you can see, it is between ESC Gaming and Natus Vincere, like I said, and the people are Zeus. I looked up the pronunciation for this guy's name, and people are saying it's Senya or something like that, or that's how they were pronouncing it at ESL. I'm going to forget that. I'm probably just going to say like Senine or something like that, because I just don't really care. Okay, whoops. It's already starting. So there's Starix, Edward, Marek just died, Paza on the Natus Vincere side, Maniac, Taz, Neo, and Kuban. So those are the people we'll be watching and analyzing today. Okay, so this is the first pistol round. They actually did a knife round before. I didn't show it because there's nothing to talk about really. After the knife round, they just Navi won. They just decided to stay on the T side, or ESC Gaming won. Sorry, to stay on the T side. So now they're in the pistol round, and the first thing I want to talk about right off the bat with the pistol round is so there's kind of like two advantages that balance out the field, right? With the pistol round, the CT side kind of has an advantage in the sense that the terrorists have to come into one of their areas where they have the ability to defend it. Whenever you're an enemy, or whenever you're coming into an enemy territory, they have an advantage on you because they know where you can come in. You can only come through this door or this door, and when you know that, you can sit there and camp the door, and you're ready to fire your gun the moment an enemy shoots or shows up. Whereas for the enemy coming into that area, they have to scan the area and try and figure out exactly where you're at, and that, if you're really good, maybe that's only a half second, but that's long enough for the other guy to shoot you once or twice. So the CTs have that advantage. However, the terrorists have the advantage in the sense that the CTs are kind of at their mercy in terms of which strategy they choose. So, as you can see right now, the CTs have split up. There were 3 here. One's mid-death right now. It's pretty epic. And then there were 2 that went to bomb site B. Now, for the terrorists coming in, they can choose to go all together one direction, and that gives them an advantage. Even though they're coming into a CT area, they get to go 3v5 because the CTs have to be split up. If the CTs all stood in one spot and the Ts just they just happen to go B, it would be a huge gamble for the CTs, because if they go B, now the CTs have to go into their defended area, and it gives them the disadvantage. So the CTs, the only advantage is that the Ts have to come into their area, and they don't want to sacrifice that advantage. So the terrorists have all showed up in this one direction. The CTs managed to get a quick 2 kills, so it's actually 3v3. Well, now it's 3v2 because they got that guy. And what we'll see is the other CTs are going to have to rotate as quickly as possible to try and reinforce their allies. So the Ts start coming in pretty aggressively, and they manage to clear out all 3, and they get a 4th kill on Edward. So that was pretty good cleanup on their part. So Starix has got his work cut out for him. Neo's really low, but you'll see Neo, he'll stay in the back. So he knows they're there. They're moving up on the point. So they're all injured, but like Neo, he's one shot away, but Neo's smart enough to just stay back and act as a last resort reinforcement. If StarX does happen to get the other two, he'll still have an angle on the bomb site that he can come in and try and get a kill. But StarX is definitely at the disadvantage here. I mean, they also have 6 grenades between them, and he's only got 2, so just a tough position right off the bat for Natus Vincere. I don't know why the colors are... Oh no, the colors are right. Never mind. I'm confusing myself from when I watched this before to make sure it was interesting and stuff. Okay, so ESC Gaming has taken the pistol round, so now they're at a money advantage. So generally what happens is that if you win the pistol round, you generally kind of get at least 1, maybe 2 rounds of a much higher percentage chance of winning. So the pistol round is definitely a decisive victory. So now CTs have to make up for that. And let's take a look at their positioning really quick. Okay. So Sinine and Paza, or whatever, camping the doors, basically just wondering if each of them... This door is always going to be covered just because you don't want one of the enemies going through there, Merrick and Zeus are watching short A. StarX is covering B. And, oh yeah, and then Edward is covering way back here at the back of the point. Now, everyone's got pistol. I don't really like if you watch this right now, because I remember, he doesn't really do anything for the team at this point. So as you can see, there's going to be a little gunfight here. This is watched, and there. And Neo must have been watching towards double doors there. So Paza gets the kill on Sinine. And StarX is trying to cover B. He's been pushed back. Remember, it's very difficult here because, they're at a gun disadvantage. They didn't get to buy as many weapons. So now Edward is all by himself. Everyone got picked off. And his positioning here, I didn't he was kind of acting as, a fallback or something, but I think it would have been much more useful for him to be up with his teammates. He ended up doing nothing really there. So, kind of a mistake, I would say, on their part. Okay, so another pistol save round for them. Oh, and this is interesting. I need to talk about this. Oh, crap. Go away. Okay. So what happened there... Oops, how do I switch? Is when they went past double doors as a huge team, they basically were trying to trick ESC Gaming into, thinking they were all going to go to bomb site B. So what they did was they dropped a smoke. They all ran across, so ESC Gaming saw that they were going towards B, all 4 of them. And then the moment the smoke went off, they all turned back around, and they're going to push long A, where you'll see Zeus at. Now, it's kind of like a gamble, and it's a cool idea, because basically they're saying, hopefully ESC Gaming will go to A because they're going to think that we're all at B. Of course, since it's a professional match, they might also be but they know this strat, and they probably assume that something fishy is going on, so they might actually go to B, just because they might expect this sort of a thing, but they might not either. So I think the safest gamble in that terms is probably to go long A, because instinctually they'll say, oh, they all want B, let's go A. That might be the initial thought process. So It is a gamble, remember, because if they're all at A and they do actually go B, it's going to be very, like, impossibly difficult for them to stop the bomb plant because they're at a gun disadvantage and they're walking into enemy territory. But it does appear to work out as T is interested now in going A, so... Oops, I didn't mean to pause it. Although they could also be thinking... See, T might also be thinking, you know, we have a huge gun disadvantage, let's just go kill them, they have pistols. But Navi's good. I mean, they... As you can see, they're getting a lot of kills right off the bat. So now it's just 1v2, and Zeus is feeling bold, so he's just going to go in. And this is a huge mistake on his part, too, if you watch. He saw them going that way, and they can hear him. I mean, they're playing with sound. Hello. He runs in and just gets killed. God damn it. I feel like the timer's, you know, I don't know what the time was actually at, but I mean, I think it was running down. It couldn't have been too low, though. That all happened fairly early on. So I don't know why he just, like, went balls out with the knife. It's kind of dumb. Alrighty. So these guys are turned the other way, waiting for that flashbang. And a lot of the rounds we're going to see this pause, like right here, where each team is on this other side of the line, where they really don't want to do anything. They're basically just waiting for a window of opportunity, like a pick on someone, or, you know, looking and be like, hey, there's actually nobody here, so they just happen to go that way. So there's, yeah, if you're wondering why there's this like pause where nothing really happens at the beginning, it's just because they're waiting for some sort of opportunity. Because you don't want to just run in, that's just suicidal. So Taz is taking the bomb towards A right now. And he dropped the bomb right there. That's really smart. Like, as an amateur player, if you're not pro, or just, you know, if you're newer to the game or something, never carry the bomb yourself out into a dangerous area, because if you get shot, I mean, if he drops the bomb on the catwalk up there, like, the rest of the team, now, they have to go to that spot. CT knows they have to go there. It's going to be camped to hell, and, like, you just put yourself in a situation where it can be entirely hopeless, because you can't get it, and you can't win the round, so be cautious about that. Alright. Okay, so T looks like there's 4 of them here. They're definitely going to want to plant A. They realize that there is only a single guy here. It's Merrick. He's got the op. Sinine is still camping double doors. Basically, he knows that Paza's there, so he doesn't want to turn his back and go support his ally right now, because if he does and Paza runs through, he's going to get a quick double kill on those two, because their backs will be to him. So this is smart of Paza staying here for a little bit, because it's basically like tricking Sinine into like having to stay there. So that's good. Where's the other guys? So Zeus, Edward, Edward and Starix are all up towards B. And they're realizing right now we need to rotate ASAP. They're up on catwalk. Merrick is obviously knows they're there. He would have radioed this in, so they're gonna rotate as quickly as possible. And they've smoked bomb site B because they want to be able to run in and plant. And they're able to get off the plant. Zeus and is this just Edward? And there's Starix now coming. Now, I don't really like how they all chose the same direction. They're all going to run through CT spawn right now. And I don't really like that. So Sinine is finally turned around too, and he's going to try and come in and support his allies. But another smoke has been dropped. I'm assuming that was dropped by the T side, basically just to block this off so he can't take long-range shots with his M4 at the bomb site. So he's coming in, he's got his back to the bomb site, probably just, you know, trying to block flashes, and they're going to come in, and T has just got it camped in. So anytime you're coming into an enemy area, it's just so difficult, because they know where to look and their guns are ready, and you're the one who's wondering where the hell am I supposed to fire. So, like I said, all the CTs came through the bottom and they all got picked off right away. It would have been nice maybe had they taken it a little bit slower. They definitely had time, like round time and bomb time to, like, maybe have like 1 or 2 guys in CT spawn and 1 or 2 guys walk up here. I mean, obviously it would have been 1 or 2 or 2 or 1, and then have Sinine, who is watching this, just wait like right here until these guys are in position, and then I'll move in as a team. Because, oops, I should pause this. If you go, like, they kind of just went in one at a time. So obviously that's like a huge disadvantage, because if like one guy's like right here, they all get to focus fire on him. This was smoke, so they didn't have to worry about Sinine for a little bit. So like they focus fire on this guy, they focus fire on this guy, focus fire on that guy, and then that guy. Like one at a time. It's really easy when it's 4v1 basically. That's what you're doing. But had they, brought a guy up here, pause, maybe 2 guys down here, pause, and then Sinine here, and then they all on radio were like, okay, ready, 1, 2, 3, go, and they all walk in at the same time. So they have fire coming in from them at all these angles. Probably would have worked better, but they're pressured and they're it's hard to make those exact decisions, right? Like in the moment, I guess. So okay, so they've gotten a first kill right away on catwalk. So this immediately says, there's only usually 1 guy watching here. So they know that this is like this section here is probably unprotected now. There could be a guy like here who's watching this way, but they would have seen him right away. They peek around this corner and they go, nope, there's no one there. There could be a guy here, but they might just take the risk of approaching because there's 3 of them. They know that there's going to be at least 1 or 2 guys here, so they don't. That's takes away. So. And then there's generally 1 guy watching the double doors, so they can assume that there's 1 down, 2 missing. That could mean there's 1 and 2 possibly, but generally, there's 2 here, so they just feel like comfortable pushing in aggressively. So they're gonna go for bomb site A again, and I suppose we should also mention really quickly too. So 3 of them are coming in basically the same direction they did before. And that is, what is it? So, okay, when Say9's back here, he was basically standing in this position to watch double doors, and he can also get an angle on bomb site, except he's only got a pistol, so that's going to be very difficult to support his allies. The moment the other guys rotated bomb site, he either should have came up so he can get close and actually do damage, or he should have went double doors and around, because he would have caught out Kubin. Kubin is actually just like delaying in the back here, and as we'll see, he's going to be able to come up on the bomb site in a pretty good position, if I remember right anyway. Neo's watching the back, although Kubin's got that covered, so he doesn't really need to. Neo should probably turn around and start supporting his allies, unless Kubin hasn't said anything. So Taz is getting the plant. Like I said, Say9, he's got to do something. He should move up. I would say at this point, though, I mean, if they know that they're in the bomb site, it might be too long of a run for him to get there before they get an AK on him. So he might have to just do double doors right now, but I don't think he's going to. He's going to try and just come in. So Say9's up and Starix is up. Again, they came through that bottom area, and it just didn't work out that great. So Say9, he's going to go through double doors, and it looks like they're going to try for a save here. They're going to try and save their weapons, but Say9's not in a good position for that. Same with Starix, he's going to try and just save his FAMAS. And it looks like he probably will.
Terrorists win.
So yeah, they just kind of got caught out there. The 3 guys that were up here, they rotated back. I mean, they rotated back quickly, but again, like, they bring 3 guys through here, and all 3 of them got picked off right away. They didn't learn it the first time, so maybe they should have brought 1 guy this way. Like, no. And Say9, he should have responded quicker. but that's how it goes sometimes. Alrighty, so this time let's see what CTs are doing. So again, they're doing the the delay, just kind of waiting for a window of opportunity. Zeus is on CT spawn yet. Another save round. Starks was able to save his FAMAS, so that's good. But they're the rest of the team's got pistols and they're up against a whole set of AKs. So, oops. So they are just looking for an opportunity. 3 covering bomb site B. And they're going to drop a smoke. Basically what the smoke says is that keeps the CTs nervous. They're not sure what that means. Is the entire team going to come out of the smoke? Or do they just throw it so we can't rush in there and see that they actually ran away? So a lot of times smokes are just thrown to buy time, right now they're basically locking these CTs into this position because they don't want to turn their backs and leave B, because the T's might come out and shoot them, they might come out and plant right away. Just puts them in a little bit of a precarious situation. Let's see, do we have any CTs at... So Zeus and Starix, there's no one at A right now, so they basically took a gamble and said, I think they're going to go B, and it looks like the T's are going to rotate towards A. And they might expect that because they know that CTs are at a disadvantage, and when you're doing pistol rounds, it's often a good idea to stick together because you need that power of all your pistols to be able to rip through the body armor and helmets of the enemy team. So T's going to go for A again. And now CTs have to come into... Not only are they at a weapon disadvantage, but now they have to come into the enemy territory. So it's going to be very difficult. And T's are feeling extremely aggressive now because they can get away with it. It's 3v1 on Marek. And... I mean, he didn't have a weapon to save, so he's probably better off going for a kill right there. If he can try and kill one more T, that's just more weapons they have to buy, more money they have to burn through. But as you can see, the terrorists are loaded, so even if they would have lost that round, they could still buy full kits, and it wouldn't have been that big of a loss. The CTs are still struggling. Although I guess they were able to buy some guns this round. Okay, so what's the positioning this time? Nothing special yet, just waiting for opportunity. So Nine has put himself in that same position as round 2. Basically just hoping that someone will run through the doors and he'll have a split-second opportunity to get a free pick, basically. They're checking the bomb site 8 just to see what's the situation, where the CT is located. And who do we got up there? We got Pazaz checking bomb site B. He's probably pretty well aware that someone's camping the boxes in the back. And he's looking for an opportunity. Is he going to be able to see? Oh, this is risky. So Starix gets picked off, and now the T's know that this side is pretty well undefended. Now Sinine and Marek have to walk in, so let's just check out the positioning really quick. They've smoked double doors, which is good because now it makes it really difficult for CTs to just rush in or look through the double doors and try and get a nice angle on someone, especially like someone like Paza who's got, or Paza, Paza, who's got 5 health. I mean, that's 1 bullet, easy. If he's standing behind the doors, they could shoot through the doors and easily kill him. So he's going to fall back into a camped position. Neo is watching the hole, and Kuben is by the doorway. And as you can see, Marek is immediately falling back around. He's going to try and come through these doors, and we'll probably see the like a timing on those two, right? Sinine's probably going to wait until Marek's in position, and they're talking. Now they're both going to go through because they need to coordinate their attacks, but that was actually mistimed because Neo was the one who got the kill on him. Switch to Neo. So what should have happened is Sinine should have actually came through. Maybe he should have came through earlier. He must have paused for about a half second or a second, because if he would have came through and started shooting, Neo would have been looking at the hole here, and Kubin would have been the only one watching the door. So who is it? Merrick would have had an actual opportunity to come through and kill Kubin, and they actually would have had a serious chance of winning and defusing, because if he could have got Kubin, even if Neo was still alive fighting Sinine, he would now have an angle on him, and they don't even have to really worry about Paza too much because he's only got 5 health. If they just like sprayed in his general direction, they're gonna kill him. So now Sinine is pretty much fucked. So he's gonna try and run away, try to get a kill on him, just because that's one more gun they have to buy. But unfortunately, they rotate around very quickly and pick him off before he can run away. So the money is not actually horrible for Na'Vi right now. They should be able to buy fairly decently. But it is 0 to 7, that's unfortunate. Okay. So this time it's a little bit more aggressive over by Edward and Starix. Instead of camping B, they've actually rushed forward, and they might do something like this simply because they want to try and catch someone off guard. If they've spent the last 7 rounds, or how many rounds they've ever gone to B, 5 or 6 rounds of it, they've always been in bomb site B, like watching the corridor, watching the double doors, the hole in the wall. If they rush up like this, and the T's didn't happen to see them to warn their teammates, the other T's might run right into this, and they get like some free picks. And they kind of need it right now to get an edge, because they just don't have the momentum. They're just, I mean, it's 0 to 7, so they gotta figure something out. But they must have saw him. I would assume they probably saw Edward come through the doors like this, and so you can tell they are. Whoa! You can't draw over there. You can tell that they're nervous. They don't want to walk through this. There's 2 guys here. Ooh, they do manage to pick that off. So they're going to come through on Starix. So that was good. They knew that, they definitely knew that they were there. So they're going to attempt to, or they merged on their positions to try and catch them off guard. So they basically said, you're trying to catch us off guard, we're going to catch you off guard, so they just rush in. They also threw the smoke because, they had guys come in this way, and Starix knows that. So they throw the smoke in here, and now Starix has no idea, are these multiple guys going to suddenly rush through here? Or, what the T's actually did was now they're falling back, and they're going to try and maybe change position. So Starix will just be, delayed here, and it's just one of those things where it wastes time. Starix, if they end up firefighting over here, they don't have to worry about Starix for a little bit, because he doesn't know what's going on until the rest of his team reports in. Okay, so let's check this out. Paza. So Kubin runs in front since he doesn't have the bomb, although he's probably wouldn't have made too big of a deal, because it looks like they're just going to go in anyway. Oh, did he drop the bomb down there? He did. Uh-oh. So now Kubin is in a tough position. That was another one of those times where, I mean, I guess there's only 10 seconds on the clock, so he had to react. But I'm not really sure, even if he jumped down, managed to get those 2 kills and grab the bomb, he'd still have to fight the 3rd guy. He wouldn't have enough time to plant. So if you glance at the clock and there's 10 seconds left, he should have just like stood up on the catwalk here and try and like pick off CTs. Like that, he's not going to get the bomb plant at that point. So just try and force the enemy team to buy. That would have probably been a better strat. But what are you going to do? I mean, Sinine's right here. There's two guys down there. He was just in a really tough position, so heat of the moment, you know. Boop, boop, boop. All right, so Natus Vincere got their first win finally. And I think that actually might not be that like unusual. I think T side on Dust 2, they have an advantage usually. So when Natus Vincere gets to switch to T side, you know, they'll be able to make up a lot of points. So just another early round delay or pause, you know, looking for that window. Edward was probably watching this, this here, trying to catch any T's that are running down it, so he can pick them off. But he didn't see any. I think they like hopped up on the box and over, so he probably didn't have an angle on them. And looks like they are going to try and go A again, but they're very clumped up here, which can be really dangerous. With well-placed grenades, you can do a lot of team damage. I mean, it's like in terms of grenade efficiency. I mean, one HE, you buy like one cheap HE grenade and do like a few hundred damage to their team. That could be massive. So we could probably guess who this round is about to go to. Is there anything the T's could have done different in this situation? Of course, there always is. Probably shouldn't. That goes without saying. I mean, it would have been tough. Well, they did have just two guys here. I don't know. I guess it just, in this situation, it just happens that they got some really good picks. So they were able to drop the T's right away. You know, maybe if they wouldn't have all rushed it, had they sent three guys here and had one guy at double doors, he could have caught off Merrick and Edward, who had made their way back. He could have, like, you know, bought them time by trying to get some shots and keep them busy. Well, the three of them move in, then they would have went up against, it would have been a 3v2. Because I don't think all three of these guys are here. Didn't Marek come up the mid, so it would have been a 3v2, and they could have, that could have worked out a lot better, but unfortunately, it did not work. So Natus Vincere takes another, that was a pretty quick round. They take a quick second round. They're coming back from their deficit. And how's the money situation? Looks like, it looks like everyone should have bought, except maybe did Paza only buy a pistol? So they did actually, there was one of those opportune moments where they delay at the beginning and they wait for that window of opportunity and they happen to get a pick. So that's great. They feel, you know, it's 5v4, they'll feel a lot more confident now in making a decision. Again, they're all really clumped up here. And they're going to come through double doors, so something a little bit different, maybe to just to kind of mix it up, catch them off guard. Every time they've mostly gone A, so there's probably a bias there. Well, there's probably a bias on the CT side to expect that we need to, like, they like A, they like going A. We keep offering opportunities for them to go A, so they might, like, change up their strategy a little bit to protect that a little bit more. So coming through double doors might be a good idea, just because, as you can see the positioning, Sinine's way back here, although he's going to come through double doors and be able to come around if they're not quick. Zeus is obviously expecting them. Starix has watching B, and now it looks like he's actually turning to go check double doors here to support his team. And smartly on the T side, they sent Paza over through the corridor here. It's smoked. I'm not sure by who, but it probably doesn't matter since he's going to come through. He could actually catch Starks off guard as he's trying to help his teammates mid, so that's great. That's if Paza comes through early enough, at least. But is he going to be able to? Kuban is seriously injured. Oops. Oh my god. So he's going to go for a quick bomb plant. That did not work out very well for the T's, obviously. They came through and got mowed down right away. So9 reacted very quickly. He ran right up and he was able to close off. So as you can see, like one or two of the T's actually probably tried to retreat. I almost forgot the word for a sec. Tried to retreat, and he was able to close them off. That's really nice. If you can ever get into a position where the enemies are actually going to be falling back into your fire, it's an ambush. That's awesome. I mean, that's just, if you can put yourself in that position, you're going to do well. So it would have been nice if Paza actually would have went more Rambo and rushed out into B yard quicker, because he could have been at double doors supporting his other two teammates that were still alive. But unfortunately, he didn't have the timing quite right, so now he is at a 1v3. And that will be difficult for him. So he should just be very cautious. As we've seen a few times now, we're getting, like, individuals when they get down to a 1v3 or something. I know it is hopeless. Like, it feels hopeless, and statistically, you're gonna lose. There might only be a 10% chance, 20% chance you can win. But there's still a 10 or 20% chance you can win. So, like, when you do stuff like this, where you rush out 1v3, you're not helping anything. You're trying to get a pick, and that's great, because that seems like that's the only thing you can do. But I feel like it would be much nicer if he just put himself in a position, something kind of surprising, like get up on top of these boxes or something random, and just suppress them. Just shoot at the doors, shoot at the hole in the wall, and hold them off for as long as absolutely possible, because if he can get the bomb to a further, you're basically just trying to buy time so the bomb can go off. Of course, it's very, very, very unlikely it's going to work, because it's 3v1, they'll rush in aggressively and get the bomb plant. But, like, I don't know. I mean, you can suppress people. It's a psychological thing, so I feel like had he been in a better position, like behind these crates maybe, he could just sit there and strafe back and forth from the corridor shooting at the bomb, so they don't feel comfortable defusing it. You can buy yourself that time. You have to, like, take a breath and not panic. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but it just, like, from a strategic point of view, it just seems like smarter. Okay. So the T's are probably burning through their cash now because they've lost 3 rounds in a row. And the CTs are feeling pretty good. Whoa! Maniac got flashed. He ran out onto the short A, upper A area, which he probably should have, like, backpedaled as fast as he could. The moment you get flashed, you don't generally want to keep running forward, because obviously, as you see, he just got completely picked off. And it is a 4v1. Everyone got picked off from long A. And that was a quick round for Natus Vincere. Very quick. I mean, the T's they tried to go aggressive. So they're probably going to have to do a save round, I'm assuming, or no? Oh no, they're going to buy one more time, looks like. So if they don't win this round, they should have to definitely do a save round. So they're playing it really cautious now, as you can tell. They're way back in these positions. Whoa! Maniac's really far up with the bomb. I don't like that. If they're gonna play defensive like this, the bomb should be back with somebody else. Although I guess this isn't too bad now that Kuban's here, but even still. So Sinan's gonna do pit, which basically these two guys are always just locked in this eternal fight for protecting that area. So they're gonna check upper A or bomb site A. They know that they probably know that there's one or two guys here. They know that there's going to be a guy here. Actually, let's pause for a sec. So that's one guy they're aware of, 2 and 3 that they're probably aware of. So they can say that there's 3 guys accounted for. They'll probably estimate that there's 2 that are unaccounted for. They can assume that 1 is going to be in this area because generally that's what happens, or this area. And the other guy, they're probably just not sure. He could be here helping. There could be 2 in B. There could be 2 here. They're not entirely sure. So, but either way, they can basically attack A or B because, like, statistics are probably the same, right? There's probably either 2 guys here or 2 guys here. So they're probably just gonna, they've been successful going A, so they'll probably just go A. Especially since they're all here already anyway. So they're going to push out. They've smoked the bomb site so they can try and get a plant off right away. And they want to avoid that long-range fire. But he runs out anyway. So 3 quick kills on CT side. And terrorists are... He should probably just plant if he can. Just to apply a little bit of pressure. There we go. Okay, so let's see what's going on here. So Merrick is watching for people coming still from short A. Generally, there could be, someone just like strafing around that corner, watching this wall. I gotta remember, you guys can't see that. Watching the wall in front here. Whoa, that's weird. So Merrick's watching for that. He's put his back against that wall, so it's fairly safe for him, especially if they don't know he's there. And I don't think they do, as you can tell where they're looking. So Merrick's actually in a good position for just like protecting his teammates. And the other 2 guys, Zeus and Sinine, are rushing up on the bomb site. Remember, they have a positioning disadvantage because they're walking into enemy territory. But the T sides are both injured. It is a 3v2, so they should feel fairly confident. What are the grenade situation? Paza still has grenades. He probably should be whipping them right now in an effort to try and balance the scales, like get that flash off so Maniac, who's in a position, he can come around that crate and try and get picks. Yeah, because the CTs don't have any grenades to respond with, but let's see if... So Maniac does get a kill on him, that's good. So now it's a 2v2. They're trading, now Paza's the only one up. And he does... Did he die with his... Oh no. Oh yeah, he's still got his flashbang. Ah! So basically, I mean, that just comes down to a gunfight there. The smoke grenade was on the CT side, so I guess that was smart in the sense that if he wanted to go for the defuse first instead of the kill, he could start defusing and he might not hear it, he wouldn't see it. He can start defusing and the terrorist can hear it, so he'll shoot at the bomb site and he could, move to the side and then come out of the smoke and kill him. But he just opted to just move forward and go for the kill. Which, I guess is just an individual call at that point. What do you feel comfortable doing? Oof. So they get some quick kills right off the bat, finding some window of opportunity. And let's just take a look at the positioning. Why did that happen? So CT went aggressive and came right up on the terrorist territory, rather than, usually they'll sit back. Like in previous rounds they've sat back. So this time they're feeling really aggressive. Probably because they might have thought they were doing a save round, potentially. But I suppose they've actually been getting a lot of kills, so... And they got the bomb plant, so they actually did have some money to buy this round. So it's already down to a 2v1. Quick, a lot of kills in this area. So let's see what Pazza decides to do. So looks like he's actually gonna go out. He could actually turn around and go to B because they didn't see any guys at B, and a whole lot of guys were here. So going for A, unless he's just gonna go and save, but it doesn't look like he's going to. Based on what you know in this situation, like, I mean, there could be, I guess he doesn't know, there could be a guy watching B corridor, so this might be, like, generally the safest option. Oh, but then he runs. God damn it. He's had 30 seconds. Okay. So, yeah, to finish my thought before, he could have went to B because it's undefended, but he doesn't, I mean, he can assume that most of the team is in the double door A area, I would think, because that's where all the gunfire went off. So maybe he wants to but he wants to avoid B because, you know, there can be that opera looking corridor, and he can't go through double doors to go around the other way. So he's gonna say, I'm gonna go to A because that's worked. It seems like a statistical better chance of winning. But then he gets up here, he should have continued walking because the CTs actually didn't know where he was. As you can see, Sinine was actually looking down long A because no one ever came through that door, because normally Pazza is the one who's there. So Sinine's actually thinking someone might actually still come that way. Had he just walked and moved really slow, he could have like crept up on these crates. When Sinine came around the crates to like look, Pazza could have like got a quick kill on him, but he ran and alerted him, and then he went for the bomb plant right off the bat. So in his mind, he must have thought Sinine was still back here. He must have thought there was a guy here, and it was a 2v1, so he must have thought this area was completely clear. But it goes to show that sometimes your assumptions can be wrong, even at a pro level. I don't know, just assume the wrong thing. So Natus Vincere came back 6 rounds in a row. So they're doing a lot better all of a sudden. They figured out whatever was going wrong. Which at the beginning, I suppose it was just, I mean, the T side, like I said, I think they generally have a bit of an advantage. But it might have just been like a little bit of miscommunication. I don't know if, like, I wouldn't say ESC Gaming's playing a lot better than them. Maybe like Natus Vincere is just making some more mistakes. Ooh, so a quick rush towards B. And they do actually manage to clear it. Now Zeus is the only one coming in. He's aware that, oh, and nice. Kuban tries coming behind, does manage to get off a decent amount of damage on Zeus. And now he has to come into the defended area, which is tough. But it is 3v2, so right now you could say it's almost even. The fact that they have to come in, wow, nice, they get to clear that up. And ESC Gaming's came back for that round. And they had the bomb pressure, so I don't know what else they could have done. I mean, they could have tried to send a guy this way to come in and do that thing where they time it right. You know, this guy comes through at the same time this guy comes through. Disorient them, get the kills. It's possible, but that, I mean, it's hard to time that perfectly. But then again, they are pros. So. Okay, so they sent 3 guys this way this time, probably just hoping they can catch someone off, because they, like, now that ESC Gaming took that round, they can gain some momentum. So maybe they're hoping, they might have been hoping that someone came through aggressively, you know, feeling really confident, and get a quick pick and, you know, put it on their advantage. So alright, let's watch Zeus here. Oh, nice position. Oh, but he's in a lot of trouble. So the T subs, let's pause. So T decided to all rush up. So, okay, so there were 3 CTs watching the double doors and 3 Ts watching those double doors. So that was actually pretty interesting that I don't know if they actually like predicted that might happen. I suppose they didn't, because they probably were just looking for a pick, because if they knew that the 3 CTs were there, they probably would have stayed there too, because then it would have been a 1v1 right now, or a 2v1. But yeah, they responded very quickly. They all rushed up on A. Zeus is in a pretty tough position. He pretty much can't see, but they know he's there, so he's basically just at the mercy of the terrorists aiming right now. And Starix is going to try and come behind, but his timing's not going to be that great in terms of... Oh, Zeus does get a kill, but now he's way back here. Let's see if he's just able to get any kills. Ooh, that was a pretty good flash. Let's see if he can clean this up 1v1 now. Oh! Switch to gun mode. Dun, 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 dun. Bum, 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 bum. Oh. Nice try. Just came down to aiming at that point. They knew where he was. I don't think there was any grenades left, so now they're going to switch rounds. I'm actually going to open the demo UE because it actually starts at 240,000 if I remember right. Yep, that looks right. So 6-9. ESC Gaming is currently in the lead. These games go on so much longer when I pause constantly. Oh my god. When I generally watch these like before I do them, and I don't really pause. I just kind of just watch and see, you know, are they interesting? What would be good to talk about and stuff like that. So they go by like way quicker. All right, enough rambling. Let's see what we got going on. So where's Pazza sitting right now? So basically just looking for a pick. Like I said, remember the CT or the T's kind of have the CTs have the advantage in the sense that terrorists have to always come into them. But the T's have the pistol advantage because they can move as one unit, and if they move into an area all of a sudden, they can easily get kills on the CT side. Plus, I think like the Glock is considered better than the P2000 generally. So the first round for T's, which is now Natus Vincere, they've switched sides. I probably should have said that in case you're not familiar with what's going on. They after 15 rounds, they switch. Yeah, 15 because it's best of 30. So they switch sides. So now Natus Vincere is attacking. And let's see. So it's just a pistol round. They were able to get Neo off. I actually missed that. I'm not sure if he was over here maybe. But let's just watch and see what happens. So they kind of came up to double doors. They put off some fire that might make the CTs think, they might come through these doors at any moment. But the CTs, they probably can hear them because they're running right now. So the CTs are probably just, they're going to come straight up and away. Oops. Who am I trying to switch to? Who are these guys? Let's switch to Pazza. Taz. Oh, Edward just got a nice double kill. Oh, see, he came behind him. Oh, nice. So they put themselves in a good position there. Edward had came up behind. They had T's, you know, watching these areas. That was tough for the CTs to come in and attack. So that gives the T advantage. Not only do they get the advantage of you know, coming into an area as a group and kind of, you know, surprising the CTs with their strategy, but now they have the weapon advantage. So they should have, they should be able to like, tie it up probably 9-9. Because I actually don't remember. I kind of, the latter half, like I watched like the first beginning of the match like more closely than the second half. I kind of like skipped through, so it'll be kind of a surprise for me as well. Oh, nice. So they're sneaking some people up to A. Kuban is definitely aware of them now. And he's actually going to fall back here because they have assault weapons and they only have pistols, so... So that's interesting. What were they planning on doing? They might have been thinking, let's take the two guys that are back here and swing them around, or they might have just went and said, screw it, let's say they're already in a, it's just, you know, we're generally going to lose this round anyway, so they might just think, let's just try and not die. Although they only have pistols and stuff, so it's not like they would have lost weapons. So Navi's going to do a quick push out into bomb site B, but they got that camp pretty good. So now T has put themselves at a disadvantage, although not too much considering the weapons. Okay, so C9 has the bomb. He doesn't want to obviously go in, because if he tries to follow his teammate in and die, the bomb is going to be camped there, and that really makes it a hopeless situation. So he's going to fall back because it's not worth it. But let's see. So they do get a decisive kill in CT, and now the CTs have to come to them.
Bomb has been planted. Terrorists win.
And they're able to clean it up. No problem. Okay, so let's see. So we're going to see the pause here as they're basically just waiting for that window as usual. And they've tied it up 9-9. So T's are going to have a definitive advantage at this point with the better weapons. And they're just going to look for a kill. So let's see what Neo's going to do. So it looks like they're feeling confident going B side. And they actually did get Kuban right off the bat, so they're actually in a really good position to come in. CTs has put themselves entirely in this area, so they're going to have a lot of time to put themselves in a good position. And Starix actually knew that they must have known the positioning on these guys, because Starix had actually come back to check this area. That's interesting. So they're just going to go for a save. He's going to try and just save his weapons so that he's at a slightly less disadvantage, but they kind of lost out on that. Zeus is trying to get some free damage through the double doors, but generally that's difficult. Actually, he did hit Kuban though, so that's good. Unless he got hit from the corridor, I'm not sure. So they've smoked out basically just to confuse him. He's not entirely sure if they're going to come. Did he just whip his gun in there? So double doors is camp. They know that one enemy is accounted for there, and they're able to get the pick. And he gets a quick pick there, but the bomb is off on its own. So if Edward can keep control of these guys, which he's not able to do, Zeus is basically should just, yeah, he's not going to be able to get that. So he should either just fall back and save his weapon, or, I mean, he can just go for the kill and try and go Rambo on him. So both teams are still able to buy, looks like. Ooh, this is interesting. So the T's are going to try and creep up on bomb site A, which are they're definitely not going to be ready for that, since they hadn't, you know, there's no way to expect that that suddenly is going to happen. So, but the CTs are in good position to rotate very quickly onto them. Although the rest of the team wasn't there. So that was kind of like the T's fault in a way. They should have, the two guys that were down here, they were both looking for enemies coming this way. Like, generally you just have like one guy kind of checking it. The rest of them should have, the other two, or at least the other one should have came out right away to basically help with this area. But for whatever reason he didn't. It was kind of interesting. So it looks like they might all move together this time, long A, and try that, basically just try it again. And it looks like, because they're doing a save round, they need to like move as a unit. Try and do damage, but that's kind of tough because when they're positioned here and they have assault weapons, I mean, that would be literally suicidal at that point. They're going to come through and, oops, let's switch over. And yeah, if they, let me finish that thought. So if they came through long A against the assault weapon, there's just like no chance. They'd be able to pick them one off it. They might be able to get close and finally get that guy, but they'd trade like 3 for 1, 4 for 1. It would not be worth it. So they've lost one guy. They've taken some damage. Marek's in a tough position. Oh my god, my brother's dog here has stinky breath. So Sinine, I don't know what he wants to do right now. He looks like he wants to cross double doors, but he's not doing it quick enough. I mean, he could have, if he would have jumped crates, he could have tried to get up to A and plant, but still would have been tough because CT would have saw him and would have crossed right away and probably killed him in this area. And he couldn't really fall back and go to B because it was camped, so again, just another tough position to be in. Zeus quickly running up on A. Must be looking for a pick with Sinine. This is actually really nice timing on them. They've got 3 taking care of these guys here, although they are rotating really quick, and Sinine is going to get caught out with the bomb. Now it is in a camped position, although Taz just leaps off the balcony. They're actually still not in that horrible of a position right now. Kubin's coming up behind. They have cleaned this up. They could go for the bomb right now. Or they should actually go for the bomb. What is Kubin doing? He does get 1 pick. So it's a 1v2. Did he just flash himself? Wow. He must be panicking. Alrighty. Well, that was tough. I don't know why Taz leaped off here. They had an advantage right there. The bomb wasn't it laying there? They could have had that one guy look here and the one guy cover here. The other CT who went this way could have watched this way. They didn't have to lose that. Let's see what Neo's about to get up against. They're rushing out on him. I don't think... Do they know he's there? Oh, he's in a tough position. Oh, he doesn't get the kill. Oh, Taz is the only one left. Ouch. So that was... yeah, I mean... I don't know what to say about that really, besides that they... I mean, that was kind of interesting on Navi's part because they were kind of all over the place. They had, you know, the two guys here, that one guy had ran up in here. I don't know. Just kind of quick maneuvering. Keep the CTs confused, disoriented. So Taz moved up really quickly. He could actually get... Oh, if he would have just waited, he would have got Sinine at least. That's unfortunate. Okay, so what do we got with Kubin going on? He just kind of rushed out too. They are not patient at all right now. They must be kind of like nervous about losing the match maybe. Because Patience here would have got... I mean, it would have changed the round, so we can't really say the future, but he could have, you know... Two situations, at least separately, where Patience could have paid off, but did not. Oof. They're cleaning him up quick. So Pazza's gonna just... Pazza. I keep saying Pazza. Pazza is just gonna save, because he's got an assault weapon, and he knows that there's just no way. He's not gonna come into their area. Although they might go hunt him down. But, they, you know, well, let's see what happens. Oh, tricked him. That was really smart on the side of Zeus to go stand on that. That was really unexpected. As you can tell, he threw the flashbang down into the ramp. So that worked out really well for them, because not only did they win the round, but they were able to get the last kill, meaning that their entire team is forced to buy. And it looks like they don't have enough money to buy any weapons, so they're going to have to do a save round, which means they're all going to move together. And, you know, the T's are going to know this. So, Merrick is probably looking... He's looking for a pick, and he's probably also looking to see, are they all going to rush across? If they're not, I'm assuming he's going to bring the bomb to B. But let's find out. So it's kind of a gamble at this point. Since they're doing a pistol round, they do need to stay together, so they're basically just going to pick one area to camp. And the T's might feel very comfortable actually just coming in, even though they are camping. Like, they could plant B, and they might know that, but they might simply just want to come in here. I don't know why they would do that, actually. I mean, because they have the weapon advantage, so they can actually get a bunch of kills, but it's ultimately going to be a lot easier and more successful, guaranteed successful, if they went to bomb site B. And they should have known that. Yeah, see? What the hell did they do that for? Now they're going to lose. So that was a completely unnecessary loss, in my opinion. Merrick should have known. No one crossed. He was watching it the whole time. They should have went to B. Especially when they know it's a pistol round, or they like can assume it's a pistol round, because they've lost multiple times. Although they might have... Did they have enough money? Yeah, it was probably a forced pistol round. So now it's back to normal positioning, you know, watching. These guys are playing a little bit more aggressive, maybe just hoping that someone will run around the corner and they can get the pick. Maniac's going to watch here, locked in that eternal struggle for that door. And let's see. So they're just looking for a pick right now. Let's watch his gun. Grenade fake out. Still waiting. This is a pretty long delay. The clock's already down to 35 seconds. And they're all going to rush forward. Two of them rushed right off the balcony. That was not good. Let's see. What's the position here right now? I suppose because they wanted to get out of the smoke, but the problem is they dropped... There were two smokes down in both spots, so that was really smart on the CT side. Expecting that they would leap off balcony. That's kind of weird that two of them did, though. I guess because two stayed top. Well, maybe that's not that weird. Because one could have went towards CT's there, and one could have went towards under into CT spawn to stop Taz, but they didn't, so they both got picked off like immediately. So the CTs are going to have to rotate in. And Marek has come for reinforce, that's good. And they put the smoke down, although it didn't land in a good position. It would have been much better if it landed about 10 feet earlier. It would have blocked that off a lot better. And that's it. CTs are going to get the defuse, no problem.
Bomb has been defused. Counter-terrorists win.
Yeah, so just another example of where patience could have worked out better for the terrorist side. Nubing it up. Okay, so both teams were able to buy right away. And T's are feeling comfortable coming in here really aggressively. There's only pit coverage, so the team's going to rotate right away to try and catch them. Zeus has been smoked. Nice, he's able to get a quick pick on him. And they place a nice smoke. Was that the CT smoke? If that was the CT smoke, that was dumb. If it was T smoke, that was a good idea, because it allows the team to rush across, get up on A, where it, like, A's a lot safer to be up because they got crates and stuff. So they can, like, have a better coverage of this zone. Oh, my coffee's getting cold. Okay, well, let's check this out quick. So we've got 3 CTs. So they're definitely rushing B, and they're doing a split push rather than... Because if you rush 5B, that can be pretty risky depending on where the CTs are camped. Because you can take a lot of damage right away if you're clumped up, if they get grenades in there, and if they're watching it and it's an opper or they just unload on you, they could do a serious amount of damage. So they're going to split push 2 towards the door. Is it 3 door? 3 door. 3 door and 2 for the corridor, so that's probably a good idea. They've got 2 covering it, and the CTs are all really far away, so this is going to be a difficult hold for the CTs, although they do respond really quickly. And this is actually going to be a failed push, probably. Oh, man. Yeah, that was much, much too long. Like, he couldn't sit there that long. There's definitely someone who's going to come up behind him. So that would have worked. That could have worked a lot better had they just. They had to have moved more quickly because CT was able to respond like right off the bat. So had they got this smoked and flashed, that could have bought them enough time to get through the doors in the hole. But yeah, I guess you have to do that quicker than they do that much quicker. They did it way too slow. So they're actually going to try it again. And this one looks a lot faster now. And the CTs are probably not expecting it, simply because you generally don't expect someone to do the same strat twice in a row. So the Ts are going to be at a distinct positioning advantage for sure, but it is 4v3. Nice. Tied. Huh. I wonder if the other one's actually in a demo. Shoot. I don't know, that looks like it'll go to a tiebreaker here. So they managed to tie it up. T's just in good positioning that time. I mean, that really could have played out either way, I think. Like the CTs, if they would have went like ultra aggressive, they maybe could have got in. If they would have played a little bit slower and made sure they got all their grenades off, possibly could have taken the round, but it's hard to say. So let's skip forward to... Holy, there's a lot of ticks in this. It's 425,000 maybe? Let's go to 435. What in the world? Maybe this won't work. Uh-oh. Let's see. Looks like it's not going to work if they switch maps. Oh, that's fun. This is like, I noticed this demo UE is really glitchy sometimes. So I might actually just have to stop it here. And maybe I'll record the tie separately. Yeah, I'm going to have to just do that. Okay, well, that's unfortunate. So I guess that's it. That's the match between ESC Gaming and Natus Vincere. I wish I could show you the tiebreaker, but it doesn't look like that's actually going to happen. So hopefully that helped. Hopefully that match analysis will be able to reveal some things about what's going on in the heads of the professionals who would play these games, and hopefully help increase the chance that you can win some matches and stuff like that. Yeah. So thanks for watching. As always, consider subscribing above. I will probably make another video of the tiebreaker like later today or sometime coming up. I'm also doing Team Fortress 2, some pro matches, and I'll probably do some more League of Legends amateur matches of the games that I've been playing, just to point out why we're so terrible. So keep an eye on that. Otherwise, thanks for watching. See you next time.